Now, let's go to our NFL halftime highlight. The old groaner at Candlestick Park, San Francisco, to see the Rams play the 49ers, where in third quarter action the score tied 3-3. That's Les Josephson, 34. Watch him apparently stop, but not so. Now watch him go. He's out by himself, skirting for the left sideline, and that's Bruce Taylor coming up at him. Bruce Taylor making the tackle, a 57-yard jaunt for Josephson. Later, the Rams missed a field goal try. Taylor ran it out, but only to the one. Now the handoff, Brody to Willard. He fumbled. Gene Howard, 21, picks it up, apparently stops. Wait, did Purnell push him over? Hard to tell. If he did, it was illegal, but the officials said no. Touchdown, the Rams lead it 10-3. A happy group of Rams playing opportunistic football. Now it's fourth quarter. They're trailing 13-10. But Larry Smith bursts off left tackle from his own 36. This time, nobody's going to catch him. Smith is going all the way for the touchdown. The Rams lead it 17-13. Take command, add a field goal, beat the 49ers 20-13. Tommy Prothro wins a big one. Happiness reigns supreme. That thanks Graham, the colorful, innovative coach of the Kansas City Chiefs at Kansas City. His team about to go against the San Diego Chargers, where in third quarter action the team's tied 10-10. Lenny Dawson hitting his favorite receiver, Otis Taylor, and so the Chiefs go ahead in the third period, 17-10. Now, we are in the fourth quarter. A pitch out to Warren McVay. As you saw, Warren, the scat back from the University of Houston, moves 15 yards for a touchdown, then slips a little of the joy out of it. He's embarrassed, but don't take it seriously, Warren. You're ahead 24-10. Only 20 seconds left in the game. The pitch out, Dawson to Podolak out of the University of Iowa. 7 easy yards, touchdown. The Chiefs win it 31-10 over the San Diego Chargers. And, of course, next week, the Chiefs against the Pittsburgh Steelers on Monday Night Football.
1928. General Electric televises the first remote TV broadcast as Al Smith accepts the presidential nomination. 1971. Where's GE today? After over 40 years, we're right where you'd expect us to be, with as much TV know-how as anyone in the world, with remarkable one-touch color tuning, with the brightest, richest color picture in GE history. At General Electric, we build every television as if we had to use it ourselves.
That's me, Ara Parsegian, the guy on top, after one of last season's great Notre Dame wins. Getting to the top is one thing, but staying there proves you're a real champ. And that's as true of wagons as it is of football. Year after year, the Ford wagon team is tops. With all their better ideas, it's easy to see why. Ford's Magic Door Gate lets you call the options, just like a quarterback. So you can drop straight back or roll out, even with the window up. It's the proven door gate nobody's topped. Ford knows when you've got a winning combination, you stick with it. That's why the newest wagon of the year, the mid-size Gran Torino Squire, offers you an instant replay on Ford's winning Magic Door Gate.
Down like a tailgate, out like a door, even with the window up.
Why do more people get their wagons from Ford dealers than any place else? Because when it comes to wagons, nobody swings like Ford.
America's #1 wagon. Another better idea from Ford.
Soldiers Field, Chicago. Rebuilt, revamped, an attractive place to play. The Bears against the New Orleans Saints. The surprise quarterback of the year, Kent Nix of the Bears. Throwing to Bob Wallace. Missed tackle. Another missed tackle. And Mr. Wallace is on the way. 18 will not get near him. The Bears lead it 7-0. Now it's second quarter action. The game is tied at 7-7, and it's Mr. Nix again. Dick Gordon, the National Football League's leading receiver a year ago, another touchdown pass, and the Bears lead it 14-7. Still the second quarter, and watch this handoff. Kent Nix to Don Scheid. Now watch Mr. Scheid. He throws 23 yards to George Farmer, and it's a touchdown. The Bears lead it 21-7. Bears are having an amazing year for a lowly rated team in the preseason estimates. Another handoff, Kent Nix, and it's another touchdown as Don Scheid runs off right tackle. 28-7. We're still in the second quarter. Now there are only seconds left in the first half. Tony Baker has the ball for the Saints. Watch closely. Keep watching closely. That's George Seals. Keep watching closely. And watch Mr. Seals. He went in there. He wound up with the football. The Bears score again, 35-7. They go on to win the contest 35-14. They have been an enormous surprise this year, especially Mr. Kent Nix. 35-14. Well, that's Tiger Stadium, Detroit, Michigan. And the atmosphere is always festive there. How they love the Lions. The Lions are leading 7-0 in the first quarter. That's Greg Landry. 26 yards to Steve Owens, the former Heisman Trophy winner from Oklahoma. It's 14-0, the Lions over the Packers. Now the score is 17-0, the Lions. That's Scott Hunter, rookie quarterback from Alabama for the Packers, on a bootleg around the left side. He picks up 16 yards. We are in the second quarter, remember, 17-0, the Lions. Now watch that handoff from Hunter to Donnie Anderson. Donnie, you can run the option pass play beautifully. Flips for the touchdown to the rookie John Brockington from Ohio State. And so it's 17-7 Lions. We're still in the second quarter. You must watch this play. Greg Landry. Now watch Larry Walton. Lands with inbounds, and it's a touchdown. Detroit 24, the Packers 7. These teams put on quite a show. We're in the third quarter. This is Bill Triplett running left. Again, watch closely. Triplett fumbles the football. McCoy picks it up. Big Mike McCoy from Notre Dame. Carries down deep into Detroit territory. Now we're still in the third quarter. And this play, you must again watch very closely. Donnie Anderson, was he over or not? The official says he was over. The official says the score is 24-14, but the Lions don't believe it. And defensive captain, middle linebacker Mike Lucci, 53, is in a rage. Teammates have to hold him back. You saw the marker go down. Personal foul, unsportsmanlike conduct, rather. And look at Lucci. Ha! Don't complain too much, Mike. It's not going to help. The score stands, and Lucci is defeated. But we continue with the action. Greg Landry in the third quarter. He is again looking for Larry Walton. Larry Walton is absolutely unattended. Walton takes the football. Missed tackle by Ellis. Another missed tackle by Willie Wood. Still perhaps another missed tackle. Now watch this. Well, maybe not a missed tackle, but a tackle that perhaps could have been executed. And that, there was help from a blocker, as you saw. So it's a 60-yard play. A touchdown for Larry Walton. The Lions lead it 31-14. Now we're in the final quarter. A minute left. The score is 31-21. The ancient one, Zeke Bratkowski, hits Rich McGeorge, the tight end from Elon. And so the final score, Lions 31, Packers 28.
And we'll remind you, we have a rematch of that game, the Lions and the Packers, coming up November the 1st from Milwaukee. And here at the Cotton Bowl in Dallas, Texas, the Cowboys out in front of the New York Giants 13-6. And NFL Monday Night Football is being brought to you by Ford, who invite you to see all the 72 better ideas at your Ford dealers. By the two-bladed razor, Gillette introduces the world's first razor with two separate blades. The new Gillette Track 2 twin-bladed cartridge shaving system. And by Sears Tire and Auto Centers, where you'll find die-hard batteries and a complete line of quality tires. And we'll be ready for the second half kickoff between the Giants and the Cowboys after this word from our local stations.
Longstreet tries to break a conspiracy of silence Thursday night on ABC.
Back at the Cotton Bowl in Dallas, Texas, we're about to get the second half underway. The Dallas Cowboys out in front of the Giants again, 13-6. Pete Gogolak, who has kicked 2 field goals for the Giants, will kick to Cliff Harris, 43, and Dwayne Thomas, number 33. From the hash mark, Dwayne Thomas. And he can move. Just activated this week. Cliff Harris will field it in the end zone. He'll run it out. Harris over the 15 to the 18-yard line. The 74 roller is there. Joe Green, 33, is there.
Very quickly, Don, were you happy with the way your team played in the first half?
I don't think they played as well as they're capable. I think they're not going to change much from what they did last week. We've got a new quarterback in the second half.
Yep, a deviation.
So it looks like they're going to change a little bit. He was welcomed with a simmering round of boos.
You know something about that.
They'll call it a mixed greeting for Craig Morton. First and 10 from the 18, Calvin Hill. Calvin Hill breaking tackles, moving over to the 27-yard line.
One of the things that's always interesting to me to watch any quarterback is how does he call the game. Coach Landry has indicated before this contest he wanted his Cowboys to run. He leaves the play calling primarily up to the quarterback that's in. So we'll see how much, if any, Greg's play calling affects this contest.
His setbacks are Walt Garrison, 32, Calvin Hill, 35, Bob Hayes is the split end, 22, Billy Truex, the tight end, 87, Lance Allworth, the flanker. On second and short yardage, make it a yard from the 27-yard line. The Cowboys own 27. Calvin Hill. Yardage for the first down over the 30 to the 32. Ralph Heck, 55, is there.
This is the thing we thought Dallas would be able to do going into this contest, not to degrade New York's defense, but Dallas is a strong running team. They led the league last year in running. They have been fairly successful this year in running, but not as much as they were last year. Coach Landry has emphasized his need to get back to last year's fashion in the running game.
First and 10 for the Cowboys, the ball on their own 32-yard line. Craig Morton with his first pass. And he'll scramble. Morton picking up about 5 yards.
Well, it's just stupid for anybody to boo a quarterback for doing that, because that's exactly what he's coached to do. That's what he should do. If he's got any sense at all, he'll do it every chance he gets.
That's right. Why risk injury? Morton has been injury-prone anyway. There's Craig's statistics. In 1970, he was 5th in the National Football Conference in passing, and Don, you're exactly right. Quickly, Frank, were you happy with the way your former team performed in the first half?
I was, considering Ron Johnson is not here, Tucker Fredrickson is not here. They have lost much of their offense. They fought well defensively. They trailed 13-6 through. We watch Calvin Hill on 2nd and 5 behind Ralph Neely. A great block by Ralph Neely.
A great block by Lance Allworth, too. Came in from his wing position. He really did a super job.
You're right. And, you know, Don,
Calvin Hill is shaken up. And he's holding his right knee.
The knee.
Well, Calvin, as most people know, has been plagued with a few injuries himself. This one looks to be fairly serious. A great shot of it there. It is his knee.
You know, Don, we spent much of the time last year talking about the abundant number of injuries in football and ascribed at least some of them from time to the absence of training a year ago. Let's take another look at the run, and we'll get back to the injury point later.
You'll see a quick pitch to Calvin Hill, number 35. Ralph Neely is 73 out leading this. Dwayne Thomas cut back in and cut down Freddie Dreyer. You didn't see Allworth's block, but his was super as he came in. This is Spider Lockhart that's coming in to hit Hill. Let's see, that's a heck of a lick right there.
He's a good tackler.
If that's where he hurt it, that's very similar to the way Danny Reeves tore his knee up in St. Louis a few years ago.
So with timeout, the score, the Dallas Cowboys 13, the New York Giants 6.
Every day is moving day at North American Van Lines. And to make sure every move goes smoothly, their trucks use STP oil treatment. These trucks have to haul tremendous loads under all conditions, through crosstown traffic, cross-country miles, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Through it all, STP helps keep them running smoother, cooler, quieter, longer, in all kinds of weather. Try STP oil treatment in your family car and run razor sharp.
with absolute silence, total smoothness. Flair's rich, vivid line can be fine or bold at your discretion. Flair has a smooth, tough nylon point that stays sharp. Flair won't dry out because the cap seals with a distinctive click. Flair, the new way to write. Now in dramatic colors. Flair.
Calvin Hill limping off the field, we suspect favoring his right knee after being upset on the sidelines, picking up yardage for a first down for the Cowboys. Danny Reeves, the player coach, has come in at one setback. Dwayne Thomas is the other setback. 1st and 10 for the Cowboys. They're on their own 47-yard line. Lance Allward, motion right. Dwayne Thomas.
Well,
Dwayne
Thomas is back.
To see him run with that ball and listen to this crowd respond to it was quite spine-tingling, I would say, because he did duck to the outside real well. Number 33, Dwayne Thomas, got good block by Reeves, 30. And the fella does have some unusual ability. He can really run with that football.
Immediate acceleration. Exciting player to watch. The statistics of a year ago speak for themselves.
The average is what's really impressive to me. On 151 attempts, he averaged 5.3.
Another first down for the Cowboys. They're on the Giants' 42. Dwayne Thomas again. And he's something else. To the 34-yard line goes Dwayne Thomas.
Oh, is this crowd alive? They've wanted Dwayne back all along, and they are really alive.
I really don't believe they did in the beginning, Howard, because the crowd, the people here in Dallas were very negative towards Dwayne. He came out and spoke very bluntly about some of the things he didn't like, a lot of other things that we don't know about, but the general feeling was that Dwayne got what was coming to him, and that was he's not going to play football. It's amazing how these things can be forgotten when he runs 2 times and carries 20 yards.
Pickup of 8 yards for Dwayne Thomas. The play fake. Morton going to Danny Reeves. Reeves can't hold on to the football. Tim Files there, number 58, along with Willie Williams, but Reeves just dropped the football. Craig Morton.
I imagine they'll get on their coach about dropping that one. There's Alex Webster. He's saying, what's going on out there?
What he's saying is Dallas beginning to play up to its potential, using the run mainly, and then the occasional pass just to mix things up.
3rd down and 4. Both these teams battling to stay at least one game behind the Washington Redskins. The Washington Redskins undefeated in the NFC's Eastern Division. From the 40 on 3rd and 4. Ralph Heck defending against Danny Reeves.
Nolan Lakes came in there pretty well. Then, Frank, I don't know whether it was a missed assignment or what it was. It looked to be a quick screen out to the flat, but no one blocked Nolan Lakes, number 76.
That's true, and excellent coverage by 55, Ralph Heck,
really
on
was.
the screen.
Nolan Lakes, who came to the Giants from San Francisco. A good one, an 11-year veteran, as Mike Clark comes onto the field for the Cowboys. Cowboys out in front of the Giants, 13-6. 12 minutes remain in the 3rd period. This kick from 41 yards out. He has already hit on 42 yards and 41 yards. Rocky Thompson will run it. Thompson out to the 17-yard line. Make it the 18. Rocky Thompson coming out of the end zone. And with timeout, the score is Dallas 13, the New York Giants 6.
At the Bondurant Driving School in Ontario, California, they teach professionals how to handle a car in an emergency, and it's rough on tires. So we brought our long mileage tire here to prove how tough it is. Sears Silent Guard Dynaglass, braced with 2 fiberglass belts and 4 tough body plies to take anything this course can throw at them. We've driven tires like these over 40,000 highway miles. The mileage you get depends on how you drive. Dynaglass tires, only at Sears.
The battery in this car is virtually brand new. The battery in this car is 2 years old. Now, after the lights have been on for almost 4 hours, now let's see which car starts. The one with the 2-year-old battery. A 2-year-old Sears Die Hard. The Die Hard, with extra power to start your car when most batteries won't. Sold only at Sears.
Back at the Cotton Bowl in Dallas, Texas, we'll tell you as quickly as we can that Calvin Hill apparently is not seriously injured. He had a hyperextension of the right knee. We have been informed he may or may not return to the game. Walt Garrison, who is also out of the lineup, is not injured. The Giants take over 1st and 10. They're on their own 18-yard line. Fran Tarkenton quarterbacking all the way, puts Rich Houston to the right, McNeil to the left. Duhan in motion. Tarkenton on the sprint out. Tucker can't hold on to it. Bob Tucker drops the ball. And we now pause 5 seconds for local station identification. Bob Tucker coming back to the Giants huddle. It'll be 2nd and 10. Fran Tarkenton has Bobby Duhan and Joe Morrison as setbacks. Tarkenton, 11 for 18, but only 61 yards, or rather 102 yards. 102 yards, had one drop that possibly could have been a touchdown. On 2nd down from the Giants' 18. Here's McNeil. Pickup of about 7 yards. Herb Adderley there to make the stop. Defensively, the Cowboys remain the same. Adderley at the left cornerback, 26. Cornell Greens, the tight safety. Cliff Harris, the free safety, number 43. Mel Renfro, the right cornerback. Chuck Howley, Leroy Jordan, Dave Edwards, the linebackers. Howley, always the weak side linebacker. Lillian Pugh are the tackles. Larry Cole and George Andre are the defensive ends. Bob Tucker now with 3 catches for 34 yards as we look at Herb Adderley. Tarkenton has already thrown on 3rd down and 2. He comes out with the stacked eye. Sends Rich Houston. Motion to his left. Goes to Houston. And moving up quickly was Mel Renfro, and I believe Tarkenton deliberately drilled that in the ground. That will bring up 4th down. Tom Blanchard will come on for the Giants. Charlie Waters and Cliff Harris will drop deep for the Cowboys. A little over 10 minutes remain to be played in the 3rd period here in Dallas. The Cowboys in front 13-6. Tom Blanchard coming into the game with a 39.7 punting average. Has averaged 43 this evening. Harris. Joe Green drops Harris just over the 40-yard line at the 41.
All right, let's take another look at Dallas on the offense. They appeared to be making their move just a couple of moments ago, but once again, the Giants put it together on defense and blocked them off. So I assume that you're even happier about that, Frank.
I think they're doing fine considering the problems they've had. Not a question. The player coach is in the ball game with Craig Morton when he came in. They took out Walt Garrison. Is there a reason for that? Is he in there to help Craig Morton?
No, the only thing I can think of, Frank, is they intended to play Dwayne Thomas at fullback tonight some. This was their intentions before the game. So I've just assumed then, there he is on his play pass. Wow.
Lockhart picks it off. Lockhart returning the interception to the 43-yard line. Danny Reeves, the player coach whom we were talking about just a moment ago, had his option pass picked off.
Well, we just saw Dallas on offense. Now we'll look at the Giants.
You see if the end zone, this is a play-action pass, that same thing that Danny Reeves threw in the Green Bay Championship game in 1967 for a touchdown. He was hit just as he threw that one. Got penetration from the Giant defense, and it was picked off.
1st and 10 for the Giants from their own 43.5-yard line. This is Duhan coming in motion. Willie Young with a good block for Fran Tarkenton. Tarkenton looking for a receiver.
The crowd wants that called intentionally grounding, but no soap. You know, this year such a call is utterly discretionary with the officials, and they presumably are prone to call it much more this year than in past years, where the basic judgment was, is there a receiver somewhere within the area?
I believe that pass fairly thrown in the general direction of Bob Tucker. Of course, the partisan crowd didn't like it.
Yeah, it's hard. Well, anyway.
I'm trying not to be partisan.
Well, no, I think that's true. You got to throw it where you can. And a lot of them look like they're thrown away.
On second down, the Giants with the football on their own 43.5-yard line. Houston again in motion. Duhan with the ball. Up over the 45 to about the 47. Leroy Jordan meets Bobby Duhan.
Leroy's the one that also calls the defensive signals or audibles, playing off the first block. Number 55 gets up, does make a tackle on Duhan. Jordan, I think, is a great middle linebacker. He's most instrumental in the coordination that he achieves by knowing it. There's Coach Landry talking to Craig Martin on the side. I'm sure they're trying to conjure up some offense.
3rd and 7. Harkington gets away from Cole. Fires to Tucker. Bob Tucker at the Dallas Cowboys 42-yard line. Cornell Green for the tackle. Good enough for the first down.
Brand is unbelievable the way he can't throw just going full speed. He can zip that thing in there. He's done it for a long time, and I don't think anyone would question the fact that he can do it really better than anybody else.
Incredible, as you would describe it. Not only does he retain command of the downfield, Don, but in your words, superb peripheral vision.
That's something close to what I would probably say. Of course, I have never said that, but that's close to what I could probably say.
119 yards on 13 completions. First down for the Giants. They're on the Cowboys' 42-yard line. This is Bobby Duhan. Duhan tripped up by Jethro Pugh, big number 75.
I notice Pat Toomey is in there, number 67, who's replaced George Andre, who usually is in that position. I don't know whether Andre has been injured or whether they're just playing him or not.
George Andre kneeling on the sidelines, Don. He is fine. Pickup of about a yard and a half for...
At what juncture tonight, Don, will you proclaim it an important series of downs? There's Pat Toomey, by the way.
Right after you've done it a couple of 2 or 3 times, I guess. Just follow your lead, Coach.
2nd down and 9. Harkington for McNeil.
Very good throw. Great route by McNeil. They had Adderley turned around pretty good, and Tarkenton did get hit. Let's see it again. Clip to McNeil, number 18, on a sideline pattern. Let's see what he does to Herb to get him to turn. That little stutter step right there was a good move, like he's going to go deep. Got to that sideline, waited a little bit, the ball was there, and just stepped right out. Here's the pass rush on that same play. Pat Toomey, number 67, Bob Liddy, 74, and Toomey is the one that gets in there. Hit him around the waist. I don't imagine it hurts that much.
I'll tell you, Tarkenton's durability is amazing.
Bill Gregory has come in for Jethro Pugh in the Cowboys' front 4. He's number 77, probably, for pass rush on 3rd and 9. Duhan. Inside the 20-yard line is Bobby Duhan. Tackled there by Cliff Harris. Bobby Duhan circling out of the backfield. And Tarkenton right on target.
The Cowboys have been playing what they call a 40 defense, which means the middle linebacker usually goes to the strong side where the wing is set. Circling both backs out of the backfield, you'll see him come to the strong side. There's Calvin Hill, number 35, coming back, so obviously he is okay. Looks like he's had some tape on his knee. That's good news for the Cowboys. As I was saying, the middle linebacker does go to the strong side. Duhan came out. He was man-to-man on Howley, got to the inside, and Francis hit him.
The Giants with another first down. They're on the 16-yard line of the Cowboys. Gregory is out. Jethro Pugh is back in for the Cowboys. Houston in motion right. Again, Duhan. Big hole. Duhan hit at the 10-yard line. Chuck Howley, 54, on the tackle. 6 minutes, 30 seconds remain in the 3rd period. 7 carries for Bobby Duhan, 23 yards.
It seems to me, Frank, that they're running mainly in the middle, and they're doing a good job. Those the 2 guards for the Giants, Bob Howland and Van Horn, along with Larson, must be doing some damage up there to Lilly, Pugh, and Leroy Jordan, because most of their plays either originate in the middle or wind up in the middle off some sort of a draw.
The stacked eye on the left side. In motion is Rich Houston on 2nd down and 3. Morrison is hit hard, and he really is hit hard by Leroy Jordan. He fumbles the football.
Dave Edwards has got it.
Leroy Jordan really topped Joe Morrison. Out came the football. Dave Edwards recovers, I believe, our 7th fumble of the evening.
That's exactly right, and the Giants have lost 3 fumbles.
Give an assist to Dave Edwards to Leroy Jordan.
All right, we'll take a look at it again. Joe Morrison's coming in. You'll see Dave Edwards from the outside. That ball's going to pop right out in front of him. There it is. He reaches down, picks it up, starts to stay down, and Tarkington very alertly says, wait a minute, he can run. Now, can you imagine Fran Tarkington try to tackle Dave Edwards? And he did with some help.
1st and 10 for the Cowboys. They're on their own 17-yard line. Dwayne Thomas. Ralph Neely out in front. Thomas moves over the 25 to the 27.
Latest word on Calvin Hill, Frank, is that he had a slightly sprained knee. It's been wrapped. You saw him return to the field just a few seconds ago, and we expect that he'll be seeing action. There's Dwayne Thomas on the rerun of the play just witnessed, and the balance of Dwayne Thomas, not lost by the long layoff, manifests itself. Look at that. Yes, sir, he's learned his lessons from Meredith.
I believe it was Tom Landry who said last year, this man has the potential to become another Jim Brown and Gale Sayers wrapped into one. 9.6 speed. Here he is again. Very close to the first down is Dwayne Thomas. He needed to reach the 27. Dwayne Thomas picks up the first down.
Jim Files is constantly improving as a middle linebacker. Frank, we saw him in a couple of games last year, and he was new, or fairly new to that position, made some mistakes. He seems to be more in the area this year. He's done a good job. He was in on that last tackle.
He's been in on a lot of them for the Giants this year, number 58. On 1st and 10, the Cowboys operating from their own 27. Danny Reeves. Nye out in front, 61. Nye with a good block. Reeves moving over the 40 to the 47-yard line. John Douglas moving over for the tackle.
You know, you watch this team pouring on the ground. You know how great that offensive line is with the Johnny Nylans, the Blaine Nyes, and all the rest, the Ralph Neelys. And you wonder why they ever turn to the air and why they've been doing it all game long, Don. You've made the point repeatedly that the original game plan was stay on the ground. Why the variation?
Well, that's a good question, Howard. I don't really know. I think that's the quarterback's decision. As we did mention, they're great runners, but I do think you have to put the ball in the air some, too.
Cowboys with 1st and 10. They have the ball on their own 46-yard line. Flags are up. The Giants appeared to move offside.
I hope Chet Forty moves that graphic up again because it points up what I did say, the Cowboys' power in rushing.
Bob
there it
Lurchner
is.
with the tackle.
There it is, Frank. 522 rushes a year ago, 2,300 yards. This period, Dallas in 9 rushes has made 81 yards, a 9-yard average per rush. I'll tell you, they didn't give Meredith that kind of offensive help when he was quarterbacking.
I didn't have you to help me then either, Howard.
And you saw the penalty against the Giants, 5 yards. Down remains the same. 1st and 5. Cowboys now inside Giant territory at the Giants' 49-yard line. Lance Alworth, motion left. Martin looking deep for Bob Hayes. And that's why they pass.
Yeah. That's one reason why you want to put up in the air every now and then.
That's right, but only after you've laid the foundation.
Absolutely right, Howard. That was a great throw.
Between Athos and Joe Green, the completion. Right on target. Bob Hayes. He is really something special.
It really is good to have somebody like that on your side, man, because he can really get open. Here it is again. Craig sets back, throws. And Bobby, I mean, you know, it's just, there's not anybody really can keep up with him. It's not a discredit to anybody over on defense. You get him man-to-man. He's caught 4 passes tonight for an even 100 yards. But it sure is good to have him on your side.
All right, Mike Clark with the conversion attempt is good.
Here's a good block here by Blaine Nye on that pass a while ago. Craig does have plenty of time. Lane Nye is really one of the truly great young guards in the league from Stanford. Very bright guy working on his master's degree. May have gotten it last year, in fact. And there's Turkey Lurkey himself. Rapid Robert.
And NFL Monday Night Football, the New York Giants versus the Dallas Cowboys, continues from the Cotton Bowl with the score. The Cowboys 20, the Giants 6.
What would you say if some college kids asked to borrow your car for 100,000 miles? We said yes to the auto tech class at Chaffey College, California, and they drove a Ford Pinto with optional 2-liter engine and disc brakes night and day for 100,000 miles. They did their own servicing and repairs and formed their own opinions.
The Pinto's rack and pinion steering is really solid, and there's hardly any body roll at all in the car.
I'm really surprised that the car this light has the response that it does. It really accelerates. It's really a lot of fun to drive. It's really a tight car.
The brakes were very good considering all the mileage, and no maintenance was ever performed on them.
It's got real tight steering and handles easy on turns. Pinto has real good acceleration, and it keeps up with everything else on the road.
You won't need 100,000 miles to know Pinto's different where it counts. Once around the block, we'll show you. Test drive a Pinto at your Ford dealers.
That's the situation with 3 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in the third period from Dallas, Texas. The Cowboys out in front of the Giants. Mike Clark will put the ball in the air. Deep is Rocky Thompson. Thompson upended at about the 24-yard line. Running into Dwayne Thomas, and I believe that's the third tackle that Dwayne Thomas has made.
This guy does want to play some football, doesn't he? Dwayne Thomas.
Does.
Dwayne Thomas and number 43, Cliff Harris.
The Giants take over on 1st and 10. They have the ball on their own 25.5-yard line. Out to the left comes McNeil. Giants in the stacked eye. This is Rich Houston, motion left. And this is Bobby Duhan. Joe Morrison with the block. Duhan to the 30-yard line, hit hard by number 55, Leroy Jordan.
Out of Excel, Alabama.
Boy, he's some football player. They got him listed at 220, and Don, I know he plays many times at 210.
That was my old roommate. Yeah, he stretches to get to 220. But he takes everything he got and throws it at him. He sure does a good job.
Pick up a 5 yards for Duhan. And those linebackers for the Cowboys, Howley is 35 years old, Jordan's 30, Dave Edwards is 32. And they're really active. From the 30-yard line. Duhan again out of the backfield. Charlie Waters makes the stop. Duhan circling around, pulling up. Charlie Waters has come in at free safety for the Cowboys. First down for the Giants. The ball on the 45-yard line. You know, this Saturday on ABC NCAA football, the Longhorns of Texas take on the Razorbacks of Arkansas in Little Rock, Arkansas. Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time here on ABC. Houston in motion left. Duhan again, upended at the 45. Just about getting back to the line of scrimmage. Fine blocking throughout the night by this Giant offensive line. Greg Larson at center, 53. We'll look now at Leroy Jordan.
Well, we pointed out Leroy a while ago made a good tackle. We'll take another look at him here in slow motion. You'll see Pugh shift a little bit. All this is done. These audible calls were called by Leroy from his middle linebacker position. That's his 7th tackle tonight, and he has 4 assists on top of that.
Second down and 10. Operating from their own 45, the Giants put both wide receivers to the right. Duhan now comes in motion. Tarkenton upended by Jethro Pugh. Big Jethro Pugh, all 6'6", 270 pounds of it.
They had a big headline in the paper when Jethro was a rookie. They said, what is a Jethro Pugh? And through his fine years playing for the Dallas Cowboys, I think that certainly everybody in this area knows what a Jethro Pugh is. He's one of the very finest defensive tackles in football.
You know, I think we're starting to see something that happens quite frequently. We saw Oakland do it last week. We've seen San Francisco do it. Fresh defensive lineman. As Pugh comes out, Bill Gregory, 77, comes in. Pat Toomey has also come in to replace George Andre. We're seeing more and more of that in pro football. A sure passing situation. 3rd down and 18. The Giants on their own 37. Parkinson going deep and is over the head, way over the head of Bobby Duhan.
Well, the fans are having a ball now. Their team is playing the way it can.
68,000 here in the Cotton Bowl this evening. Cowboys and the Giants both trying to stay one game behind the Washington Redskins. Bob Hayes now has dropped deep to receive the punt of Tom Blanchard of the Giants. Bob Hayes along with Charlie Waters. And Bob Hayes will put a little fear in the heart. Bob Hayes, that's the 15. Watch out. Could not stay in bounds. Bob Hayes out of bounds at the 22-yard line. Joe Green there.
All right, I think this is another good move by Bobby. They were trying to set up the return over to the left. He's just not going to make it. He does have the speed to do something like this. A lot of times you'll see guys caught back here, but he's just reversing his field totally on his own decision. Again, I think it's another good decision. Bobby's not the biggest guy in the world. He knows his biggest asset in this club is stay healthy. And he's trying to tightrope that thing down there. He did step out of bounds. Maybe he realized that. Anyway, he didn't run into him. He stepped on out of bounds.
1st and 10 for the Cowboys. They're operating from their 22. Dan Reeves, Dwayne Thomas, the setback. Dan Reeves, Rayfield right out in front. Reeves up over the 30 to the 32-yard line. Boy, and Ralph Neely, 73 and 70, Rayfield right. When they go with those quick tosses, they really lumber out of that line.
Some offensive line. Really, I think their offensive line done, and perhaps Oakland, as we're running out the quarter, by the way, Frank, just 1 second ago, and that's it. I really think they in Oakland have the top offensive lines around.
Could well be, and that's the end of the 3rd quarter with the score. Dallas Cowboys 20, the Giants 6, and we'll return after this word from our local station.
Tony Curtis and Roger Moore star as the Persuader, Saturday night on ABC.
I'm Willie Wood of the Green Bay Packers. That's the way I like to crack down in action. I like to rack up this drug traffic, too.
Monday Night Football from Dallas, Texas, the Cotton Bowl. The Cowboys out in front of the Giants 20-6. Cowboys with the football. They have 2nd down and 1 yard to go. They're operating from their own 32. Greg Morton going all the way in the 2nd half. Roger Staubach with the entire 1st half. Wayne Thomas upended by Joe Green, the Giants' tight safety. Pickup of about 4 yards, good enough for the 1st down. Those are our statistics for the 3 quarters. And we look down from our Goodyear blimp. Captain Don Polkneck piloting our craft. I got it. First and 10 for the Cowboys. A quick toss is to Reeves. Oh, beautiful play there by Douglas. Number 51 moving over from his linebacking position. Drops Reeves for a 4-yard loss.
You have no way of knowing for sure, but Douglas was with Dallas, and that appeared to be an audible from here. He could have read that audible, and he moved from his inside position just at the snap of the ball to go out and stop the quick pitch to the outside.
And into the Giants defensive unit on second and long yardage. The passing situation come two fresh linemen, Dave Roller, 74, and number 80, Henry Reed. Roller, tackle, Reed, defensive end. From the 31-yard line, Morton, both speedy receivers, Allworth and Hayes to the right. Reeves out of the backfield. He comes with the screen to Dwayne Thomas. Thomas fumbles the football. Dwayne Thomas fumbles the football at the 40-yard line. And I believe it's Ralph Peck or Henry Reed. Make it Henry Reed, number 80, who had just come into the football game, has recovered Dwayne Thomas's fumble. That is 8 fumbles that we have seen this evening.
You see, Dwayne, he carries the ball a little bit on the outside. This is criticized by most coaches as the best way to carry it, which is quite obvious, but he did get a great lick right in the chest by number 55, Ralph Peck, which might cause most folks to fumble.
On first and 10 from the Cowboys' 41-yard line, the Giants with the football. Harkington fires over to Tucker. Tucker at the 30-yard line. Leroy Jordan, 55, there to make the stop. And I know Francis does not want to go deep against this Cowboy defensive team. He really does not figure that he has the time to do it. But, Don, he has to get on the scoreboard.
Yeah, he sure does. Here's Bobby Duhan as he's coming out of the backfield. You never know for sure, but sometimes...
And he's in the area.
Yeah, that's right. You throw it closest to the biggest number of blue jerseys and hope they catch it. That one could have been, I don't know. Francis, you're probably throwing it, Tucker. He was just a little bit low.
Good for a first down on the Cowboys' 30-yard line. Houston now goes left. McNeil is flank left. Duhan moving for about 3 yards. Attracting Larry Cole, defensive left end for the Cowboys, number 63. Cowboys defensive unit remaining intact from the start of the game, with the exception of Charlie Waters, who is replaced with Harris. Charlie Waters at free safety, number 41. Second down and 8 yards for the Giants. They're on the Cowboys' 28. Duhan over the middle and open, beating Chuck Howley inside the 15, and he fumbled.
Well, that's 9 of them.
Bob Hyland is upset.
9 fumbles in one ball game, Frank. When do you remember that last?
I have never seen one like this one.
St. Ferguson came up here a while ago, and he says the reason why the Cowboys were fumbling, they weren't used to playing with a dry ball. Here's Chuck Howley, who goes back. He slips a little bit. He's covering Duhan. And actually, he beat, you saw the fumble. And I believe that is Leroy Jordan that picks it up, number 55, from his middle linebacker position, who came back in there.
And with timeout, the score is the Cowboys 20, the Giants 6.
With all the excitement on TV these days, who says what you watch it on has to be dull? Not Panasonic, not even in black and white. Because we make TV that pops out of portable radios. TV that shuts up so you can listen to tape. TV that's really easy to tape because it's the world's smallest. These days, Panasonic gives you more exciting ways to watch TV than anyone else in the world. And for us, that's very exciting. Panasonic, just slightly ahead of our time.
Some people love cola so much they can't stop drinking it. And for them, there's RC. With RC, you get a great cola taste that's easy on the syrup, easy on the gas. So it doesn't feel like too much. Right, OJ? RC, a great cola taste that's easy on the syrup, easy on the gas. For people like OJ Simpson, who can't stop drinking cola.
Looking at the Cowboys huddle, 11 minutes and 40 seconds remain to be played in this football game from Dallas, Texas. The Cowboys out in front of the Giants, 20-6. First and 10 for the Cowboys following the 9th fumble of this football game. They have the ball on their own 13-yard line. Craig Morton with the bootleg. This is Truax. Truax offended there by Willie Williams. And Truax moving to the 34-yard line, and Craig Morton really hit that football.
They have this play in their offense going this direction and not going the other direction because Freddie Dreyer pursues. They feel that he uses his speed, utilizes his speed to catch a lot of plays from the backside. He takes a step and comes right down the line. You won't see the Cowboys go the other direction with that. They'll always come to their left. Not always come to the left. Tonight they're going to come this direction with it.
First and 10 now for the Cowboys. They're on the 34-yard line. Up to the right goes Allworth. Hayes is to the left. This is Danny Reeves. Blaine Nye out in front, blocking. Carl Lockhart coming up from his free safety position. It's up. Danny Reeves at the 38-yard line.
How about that one?
I don't believe that's exactly correct. I think New York has only lost, I believe, 2 of their fumbles. They have lost 4 of theirs, and Dallas has lost 4 of theirs. Second down now. Cowboys from their own 38-yard line. Second down and 7. Clock moving with 10 minutes remaining in the football game. Cowboys in their own I formation. Send Allworth to the right. This is Dan Reeves. Dan Reeves stopped by Jim Files after a pickup of about 3 yards. And we may have a Giant down on the field. We do. This is Joe Green. Joe Green, tight safety for the Giants. NFL Monday Night Football, the New York Giants versus the Dallas Cowboys, continues from the Cotton Bowl with the score. The Cowboys 20, the Giants 6.
Right now, 72 mid-size cars have frozen 71 prices. But of all leading mid-size cars, one has unfrozen styling, unfrozen design, unfrozen engineering. Ford's Torino. This is Gran Torino, one of 9 new models. Torino's price is frozen, but it's been restyled, redesigned, re-engineered for 72. We wanted to give you a quieter, smoother ride, so we built a new, more rugged frame and body. We wanted to give you more precise handling, so we designed a new suspension system. We've added new front disc brakes, standard. We've designed new interiors to give you more room and comfort. Torino has moved ahead for 72, with all new styling and major engineering changes. Everybody can offer you frozen 71 prices, but everybody can't offer you a completely new car, which sort of sets us apart. Your Ford dealer's 72 Torinos. Only the price is frozen.
The Cowboys with the third down and 2 from their own 42-yard line. Joe Green, who has come off the field, appears to be all right. In fact, if you can read lips, I think you probably heard him say, "I'm all right." Joe Green, in his second year out of Bowling Green, played middle guard there. Now plays the tight safety. And a cramp in his right calf, we've been informed, on 3rd and 2. 2 tight ends are in, Truax and Mike Ditka for the short yardage blocking. Reeves over the 45 to the 47. Plenty of yardage for the first down. Player coach Danny Reeves.
Well, when you look at this whole game in perspective, Frank, one gets the feeling always watching Dallas that with their great personnel, let's watch Nyland open this hole. Number 76, one of the great ones out of Iowa.
Some kind of hole is right.
Another first
Not
down
too
for the
bad.
Cowboys. Ball on their 47-yard line. That's Allworth in motion. Dwayne Thomas. Watch out. Cutting back Dwayne Thomas inside Giant territory to the 42.
As I was saying, you get the feeling they can explode at any time, yet overall, as we pointed out, it's not been a well-played game. Dallas has contained. Let's take another look at this one as Dwayne Thomas shows more of his versatility as a runner. Lane Nye leading the way for him there, as you just saw, number 61. We're back to that offensive line again. But Dallas has contained the Giants with its defense. And I'll tell you, someday they're going to put it all together, John, and win the Super Bowl for you.
On 1st and 10 on the Giants' 42. Again, Dwayne Thomas very close to another first down. This time behind the blocks of Rayfield Wright and again Blaine Nye.
Now they're chewing up the Giants' defensive line, which has done so well up to a point, but is showing signs of fatigue. We were saying it. Yeah, you're going to watch Jimmy Files now, the middle linebacker, 58, get trapped here.
Rayfield Wright, number 70, who is the tackle that doesn't get quite as much credit as the other offensive tackle, who is Ralph Neely. But he is a big, strong offensive tackle that's done a great job for Dallas.
The ball on the Giants' 32, a half a yard short of another first down. Allworth goes to the right. Danny Reeves picks up the first down. Moving inside the Giants' 30-yard line.
Well, it's a relieved Don Meredith who sits next to us now, Frank. He sees the clock ticking away, 7 minutes, 9 seconds left, and he's looking forward to watching himself tomorrow on Greg Garrison's Gold Diggers. Don, of course, en route to becoming a film star.
He is relaxed.
Can I quote you on that one, too?
Joe Green has come back into the backfield for the Giants in their defensive secondary. Alex Webster looking on. Time running out. 6 minutes and 47 seconds remain. Cowboys from first down. Danny Reeves with the football. Again, great blocking out in front of Danny Reeves. And would you believe he fumbled the football? I don't believe it.
I don't either.
Well, that's 10 fumbles, and that's why we can't say this has been a well-played game.
I believe Denny hurt his knee on that one, too. It looked like he's getting up a little slow, but he's walking off.
Carl Lockhart coming up with that football.
Watch Reeves. Reeves has what they term as a glide to him. He just kind of scoots along, does follow the blocking very well. Let's see what, and there he had the ball carrying it again a little bit loose, and someone grabbed it from the backside. I believe that was Spider Lockhart. North Texas State picked that one up.
Now, in case you're wondering about the record for fumbles by two teams in a game in the NFL, it's 14, and it happened 3 times.
Tom can't believe it either if you saw that picture of him there on the sideline.
From near the goal line, Tarkenton whips it out to Rich Houston, incomplete.
You saw where he missed him, and that was to the outside. You're going to miss one of them. That's where you miss it if you throw it inside. There's Spider. What do you say, Spider? Nothing. He said nothing. Everything's all right.
Listen, did you know that Frank Gifford, on September 17th, 1961, played in a game against the Cardinals that had 14 fumbles?
I did not 14.
6 by the Giants and 8 by the Cardinals.
Now that you're reading
I had 3 of them.
Now that you're reading that book, would you go down there and see who has the record for the most fumbles in one season?
Second down, operating from the half-yard line, the Giants, trailing 20-6. Tarkenton trying to go deep. Wrong side of Rich Houston. Houston drawing double coverage. Cornell Green back there, Herb Adderley back there. Green 34, Adderley 26. I don't envy the job of Fran Tarkenton trying to get out from his own end zone. The ball on the half-yard line, looking across the line at Bob Lilly, Jethro Pugh, Larry Cole, George Andre.
One of the reasons that you see a lot of passes from this situation is that you can expect the defense to be playing very tight. They want to contain you and keep you in the hole. This would indicate more often than not that you're going to get man-to-man coverage in the secondary. However, they did get double coverage the play before.
Again, the pass on third down. Adderley is there defending against McNeil. Incomplete. And now a problem for the Giants.
There is the man who holds the record for most individual fumbles in one season. Number 17, Dallas Cowboys.
What can I say? Why don't you ever let me know when y'all going to do this kind of stuff? I didn't do it tonight, though. That's one thing. Cowboys are doing better this year than they did last year, aren't they?
Tom Blanchard will have to punt. He cannot kick from his spread punt. He is going to have to hurry it. He has to stay inside the end zone, and he just did get it off.
And he got a flag.
He got a flag as number 71. Rodney Wallace has hit Tom Blanchard. Another flag is now down at the 45-yard line.
Flags, flags, flags. Rodney Wallace is a rookie.
Bobby Hayes returning that punt. About the 40, but we'll wait and see because flags are down.
Bobby Bell was the referee, and he was right on that situation back there. Tommy Bell.
Bobby Bell plays in Kansas City.
Not too bad. We're going to see him next Monday.
I was going to say, you're getting ready early, Don.
Well, I've had my bell rung so many times, I get those bells mixed up.
Number 76, Kansas City Chiefs.
All
Bobby
right,
Bell.
We'll take a look at it. Tom Blanchard is the punter. Right in it, you'll see him come across. Number 71, Rodney Wallace, and he did turn him upside down. That'll cost you.
Yep. As a matter of fact, Frank, as you observed before we took the air tonight, the Chiefs are playing back now to their form of 2 years ago when they won everything.
They really are, tied with Oakland in their division. Running into the kicker is the call, an automatic first down, a 5-yard assessment.
That's different from roughing the kicker, isn't it, Frank?
It is, by 10 yards, as Fran Tarkenton looks over that defense. Bobby Duhan goes in motion. Again, trying to hit Houston deep. And again, Houston with double coverage.
He was covered that time, wasn't he?
Fran maybe should look around for one that's getting single coverage.
One of the men covering Houston on that play wears number 34, Cornell Green. Cornell was once a cornerback, not a safety. And as we watch the play again, what I was saying is that Cornell broke in against a wide receiver named Frank Gifford, who made mincemeat of him. Now watch this. Watch Cornell come up. That's it.
And
but the next year, when Frank couldn't run so well, he went against Cornell, and Cornell chewed him up.
I thought you were going to stop, Howard. That first comment. On second down from the 5-yard line. Again, Duhan goes left. And again, Tarkenton puts it in the air. This time the screen pass to Morrison. Larson out in front with the block. Morrison over the 10 to about the 11-yard line.
Great pursuit by Jethro Pugh. Came from his defensive tackle to come out and play that screen. Nipped Morrison by the heels and did finally bring him down.
Pickup of about 5 yards. We mentioned Pittsburgh and Kansas City next Monday night. We'll also be in Minnesota the following Monday night for Baltimore and Minnesota, and what a beauty that'll be.
The Steelers a definite threat this year against anyone, as you know. Though beaten by the Browns yesterday, they still have the golden arm of Terry Bradshaw, and they're a growing building team under Chuck Noll. Kansas City, Super Bowl winners 2 years ago with the capacity to beat anybody.
5 minutes remain to be played. The Giants trail by 14. Tarkenton firing to McNeil. He has it. Up over the 30 to the 34-yard line is Clifton McNeil. Charlie Waters to make the tackle.
Brand has been brave in this stretch of plays right here. He's been putting that thing in the air, and that's dangerous. You'll see him come back, set, drill it right in there. Clifton McNeil ran it down in. It was between Halley and Jordan and right in front of Herb Adderley, number 26. Actually, Herb missed it.
He's got to be brave. He's got 4 minutes and 38 seconds left. He trails by 14. He needs more than bravery. He needs a miracle.
He needs to go up on top, and his speediest receiver is Rich Houston. He puts Houston to the left. McNeil is to the right. Now Duhan goes in motion from the 32-yard line on 1st and 10. Morrison. Wow. Big number 77, Gregory, comes over to take a pop as Leroy Jordan stops Morrison. Pick up perhaps 4 yards. 3 minutes, 50 seconds remain. The clock is running. Second down and 8 yards for the Giants. Jethro Pugh gets a rest. Bob Lilly came in. Lilly moved over. Gregory, 77, went to Pugh's spot. From the 34, Duhan motion left. Trying for McNeil deep. Adderley with good coverage.
I think that's the sixth pass in a row headed in Herb Adderley's direction, which is an indication that not so much they disrespect Herb, but they really do respect Mel Renfro, who plays the other side. Mel has been all-pro as a cornerback and as a safety man. Herb Adderley also is an all-pro with the Green Bay Packers.
A lot of years. A great defensive secondary. Adderley, Willie Wood, Bobby Jeter, Tommy Brown during the years of Lombardi.
39 interceptions over this man's career. Wrote the book on cornerback play. Third down, and a long 8 for the Giants. They're operating now from the 33. Duhan motion left. Tucker trying to get up for that first down. He even puts the ball out front. He'll be short. Tarkenton says, we want to go on 4th down.
I like your attitude, friend. Admire your courage and question your judgment.
3:10 left in the football game. The clock continuing to run.
Tarkenton 21 of 37, 221 yards. Now on 4th down with 2 yards. And each time Tarkenton has had short yardage of 2 yards, he has gone to the air for his first down.
We might see him run around a little bit this time. He's going to get them started. And he is not.
I suppose that's why he has been going to the air. Larry Cole breaking through to jump Bobby Duhan.
Well, we'll take a look at it again. This is something that we didn't expect. Obviously, Dallas did because they closed it up pretty good. That's Larry Cole, 63. Dave Edwards is 52 coming in there. And they were right. They were doing what they're supposed to do. That's one thing about coordinated defenses. They don't really play the emotional side of it.
And with timeout, the score. The Giants 6, the Dallas Cowboys 20.
This is a revolutionary new shaving system from Gillette. To shave you close, we put in our finest blade. And then, to shave you even closer, we put in another one. Gillette introduces the world's first razor with 2 separate blades. The new Gillette Track 2. 2 blades. To get whisker, 1 blade could miss. The new Gillette Track 2 twin blade shaving system. It's 1 blade better than whatever you're using now.
I think all antiperspirants are about the same. You know, mine works for a while until somebody hassles me. You know, I gotta go.
If your antiperspirant doesn't do what you hired it to, fire yours and hire ours. Right Guard antiperspirant. Get the drying agent that really helps keep you dry. Stops odor, too.
Does my antiperspirant keep me dry? Yeah. Today it's drip dry.
Then fire yours and hire ours. Ours is Right Guard.
From the Goodyear blimp, the America, flying over the Cotton Bowl in Dallas, Texas, we get a good view from our pilot, Don Postconnect.
It's good to know they haven't changed pilots.
1st and 10 for the Cowboys. Dwayne Thomas. Flag goes down as Dwayne Thomas goes down. Met there by Jim Files, number 58. Douglas, 51. You know, Don, there's 200,000 cubic feet of helium in that blimp. You believe that?
Yep, we established that before. And, Don, if they change pilots, we'd have a scoop.
Did you know that the length of it's 194 feet? Did you know there's 7,560 lights on the side, and it's 80 miles of wire?
Who's the cameraman up there, Don?
Oh, it's Bill Sullivan. I bet a lot of people didn't know those things, but I also didn't know who was it that was that interested in it.
Holding the Dallas Cowboys. Joe Williams has come in as one setback, replacing Danny Reeves. Joe Williams, number 36, rookie out of Wyoming. There it is. That's the story of this football game. It spread them around pretty evenly. Craig Morton. Another punt. Dwayne Thomas bobbles the football. The Giants recover, I believe. Yes, it is. Bottom of the pile, number 58, Jim Files.
It's a pity. Incidentally, that was a stroke of genius by our diminutive producer putting up the fumbles just before the 11th one came along. Another tangible evidence of his great ability.
Well, records are good for something. He just drops that one. That one went right in the stomach. You can't do what without what. You can't score without the football.
The clock is moving with 2 minutes and 19 seconds. Tarkenton goes down. The flag is down at the 40-yard line.
Pity we only have 2 minutes and 15 seconds left to play. A little more time, we might get to the 14 fumble record, Don.
Well, that would certainly be very interesting. Mean a lot to all of us.
That flag appears to be for offensive interference. Of course, the Dallas Cowboys would decline. Well, here's the relaxed Freddie Dreyer. Quite a football player. During this past offseason, Freddie Dreyer went down and looked around South America. Got lost in the river down there. Great surfer. Got a couple motorcycles.
Sound like my kind of fella.
I thought you'd like him, Don. Second down and 15. Duhan. Hit by Waters and Harris.
Tom Stensick has replaced Leroy Jordan as the middle linebacker. They're trying to get him as much experience as they possibly can.
And with timeout, the score. The Dallas Cowboys 20, the New York Giants 6.
Most new cars leaving U.S. factories are treated with special radiator anti-leak ingredients. So safe and effective, they're the only anti-leak ingredients used by U.S. automakers.
You get them with Dow Supercoolant Antifreeze, backed by Dow Research.
Get safe anti-leak protection with Dow Supercoolant Antifreeze. Dow makes a science out of caring for your car. Dow.
To really appreciate our cigar, you have to smoke their cigar. Take a puff on their cigar. Then take a puff on a White Owl. Try this cigar test on us. Send your name, address, and name of any other comparably priced cigar to White Owl, Box 40, New York, New York. And we'll send you one of theirs, one of ours. White Owl, ours.
Calvin Hill, number 35, the right knee sprained and wrapped, as you can see. Point we wanted to make earlier tonight about injuries was that last year we blamed a lot of them on the loss of training time because of the pension strike. And it's only fair to bring out that this year we've had an even greater abundance of injuries and there was no pension strike. And we think we owe it to our viewers and listeners and to the players themselves to make the point.
The Giants with the first down and 10. They're on the Dallas Cowboys 40-yard line. Tarkenton firing for McNeil. McNeil working against Mel Renfro as Tarkenton goes down in the arms of Gregory. Bill Gregory, he's a rookie out of Wisconsin. He is big like all the Dallas Cowboy front four men, 6'5", 255 pounds. Giants desperately need to get on the scoreboard. They're going to have to go long. The Cowboys, front four, aware of this. If they can get on the scoreboard, they would have an opportunity. From the 40-yard line of the Cowboys, Tarkenton firing to Duhan. Duhan goes down by Chuck Howley, 54. Cornell Green, 34, was also there. The Giants in their hurry-up offense. Pickup of about 17 yards. That's the time the clock is moving. This will be a pass play. Fran will try for the completion. Or if he cannot complete it, he'll throw to kill the clock. He has 3 timeouts remaining. Houston to the right, McNeil to the left. Goes to Morrison, who tries to one-hand it. Incomplete. That will stop the clock. It will also give us a chance to tell you our executive producer of ABC Sports is Boone Arledge. NFL Monday Night Football is produced and directed by the diminutive Chet Forty. Our co-produced by Dennis Lewin. Co-directed by Don Ohlmeyer. Our associate director, Lou Fredericks. Technical directors, Bill Morris and John Broderick. Our engineering supervisor is Roy Robbins. Our unit manager, Art Thibodeau. Our assistants to the producers, Bill Yarrick and Bob Goodrich.
Diminutive, eh?
On second down. 2nd and 10. The ball on the Cowboys' 24-yard line. McNeil goes to the right. McNeil well covered. Tarkenton scrambling. Finds Duhan, who can't hold on to the football. Duhan well covered by number 54, Chuck Howley. I'd also like to thank our statistician, Jerry Kapstein, and our spotter, Frank Graham. And again, we'll remind you, Pittsburgh and Kansas City next Monday night. And, of course, on Saturday, a real battle, as it always is, Arkansas and Texas. That's from Little Rock, Arkansas. That's 4 p.m. Eastern time here on ABC. 3rd and 10.
There they are.
McNeil, 6 points. McNeil splitting Charlie Waters, 41, and Mel Renfro, Tarkenton drilling it on target. And I don't have to tell you, this is not over.
Clifton McNeil, number 18. I really think, well, I don't know what they were doing. It looks like to me that...
had to be a combination.
Yeah,
Don.
Renfro went outside. Looks like Waters was... they should have been a combination. He had him to the inside. They just split him in there. It's a good route. Good throw by Francis.
And the man who is going to attempt this conversion, Pete Gogolak, I think we'll see in a few moments, trying an onside kick. Right through the heart is Pete Gogolak. The Giants drawing closer. There is the story. 1 minute and 16 seconds remain. The Giants with 3 timeouts. And over in the sidelines, Gogolak goes to Norb Hecker, the defensive coach. Matt Hazeltine is on Gogolak's right, linebacker coach for the Giants. These men coaching the special teams. There it is, 1:16 remains to be played. The decision will be whether or not to kick away and then use your timeouts to try and regain possession of the football. Dallas has 1 man deep, 1 man. Cliff Harris has dropped deep. They are anticipating the onside kick, so am I. But again, they do have 3 timeouts remaining. And the Cowboys have got everybody up, with the exception of Cliff Harris. He's hanging back about the 25. Cliff Harris at about the 25. There it is. It has to travel 10 yards before it can be touched. It doesn't. It goes out of bounds. There will be the penalty assessed of 5 yards. And we'll see the same thing all over again. Looking over in the far left side is Otto Brown and Joe Green, number 33. And I would anticipate that Joe Green is the man the Giants hope will be able to recover the onside kick. And boy, have the Cowboys pulled up. They have 8 men, 9 men, 10 men within 10 yards. Again, the ball must travel 10 yards before it can be touched. And here's Joe Green. Reed is also there. Those are receiver types with the good hands, as they say. Try the other side once. D.D. Lewis. So, with 1 minute and 12 seconds, the onside kick fails. D.D. Lewis, also with the good hands. Again, the score, the Cowboys 20, the Giants 13.
And we approach the time, Frank, when we'll be seeing more of innovative Hank Stram's hijinks next week. And Don Meredith's good friend Bobby Bell, whom we said earlier was 76, mistakenly. As I recollected, Don, he's 78.
Good thinking, Howard.
All right, we've seen many fumbles tonight. This is what the Giants are hoping for now. The first man will make the tackle. The second man will go for the football. Carl Lockhart uses one of the Giants' 3 timeouts. Pickup of maybe a yard. Possession is what the Cowboys want to maintain if they can. 45 seconds remaining to be played. Craig Morton moves over to the sidelines to talk to player coach Danny Reeves and head coach Tom Landry. Tom Landry, who has been the winningest coach in pro football over the past 5 years. And I played cornerback for him, Tom, when I played defense. He was a Giants safety man, and he has got one great head for football.
Yeah, he has that. He can come up with a lot of numbers that'll just dazzle you.
Made a star out of a man who spent much of the evening in our booth. Big Sam Huff, number 7.
He sure did for a fact. The violent world of Sam Huff.
Second down and 11. 45 seconds remain. The Giants a touchdown and a conversion away. Joe Williams. Pickup of about 3 yards. And I'm kind of amazed as we look at head coach Alex Webster that Tom Landry, at this critical point in the game, would leave the rookie, Joe Williams, in the ball game. And we see Henry Reed limping to the sidelines. Jim Kinnicky will replace Reed. Third down now and 8. The Giants, with one timeout remaining, must stop this play to get possession for any kind of hope of pulling to a tie. Trainers Johnny Ziegel and Johnny Johnson work on Henry Reed. It appears as if Reed has damaged his left leg, whether it's a knee or what, we cannot ascertain from here as we look again at Tom Landry. He has just sent Craig Morton back into the game. Joe Williams, one setback. Dwayne Thomas, the other setback. I'm trying to think, he said give the ball to Thomas. He's been around a little longer than Williams, but we'll see. This is Williams. Williams upended right at the line of scrimmage. And the Giants will use their final timeout. Ron Hornsby coming over along with Carl Lockhart.
A report on Reed, Frank. He twisted his left knee, not believed to be at all serious.
All right, fourth down now for the Cowboys. The Giants, keep in mind, are out of timeouts. And Craig Morton has gone over to talk to Tom Landry. They will probably not attempt a field goal because it could be blocked. They can run the clock now. The official clock on the scoreboard shows 32 seconds. They can run one play. The Giants will be unable to stop the football. They have their offensive team gathered on the sidelines. They'll run out onto the field, try and get a play that they've already called on the sidelines into action. It'll be a pass trying to kill the clock. Norb Hecker to Carl Lockhart. What he might be saying, I don't know, other than we have got to stop them if we're going to get a chance even for one play. In other words, go get the football.
You know, Dallas used the rush this half done just the way you wanted them to for 172 yards.
They played a much better second half.
On fourth down, 32 seconds remain. Oh, and offsides goes Douglas, I believe. Flags are in the air. John Douglas, number 51, I believe you saw a jump offsides for the Giants. Clock now shows 29 seconds. You'll see John Douglas. And he has to be a very embarrassed Giant. 2 or 3 seconds, very expensive at this point. More than that now, the Cowboys have fourth down and 3. Craig Morton looking over to the yard markers. Joe Williams comes back to the Brown set. This is Williams. He does not pick up the first down. You'll see the Giants' offensive team rush onto the field. They've called the play already. The official will start the clock. The Giants out of timeout. The official will start the clock when he sees both teams are on the field and set. The Cowboys obviously in the prevent defense. 26 seconds remain. The Giants trailing by one single touchdown. They're 70 yards away from that touchdown. Duhan, and he'll go out of bounds. Pickup of about 9 yards. 17 seconds remain. Duhan, 9 receptions here this evening, 111 yards. I'll repeat, 17 seconds remain to be played. Giants without timeout. The Cowboys will be defending, Don, wouldn't you say, the sidelines in every way possible.
Yeah, it's really a tough job, Frank, with just little time and no timeout. He is going to have to get out of bounds as quick as he can, so the chance to either go to the sidelines or try to take a chance and go deep. They've got these guys playing pretty deep back there, though.
Almost picked off. Mel Renfro almost picked off that pass. I might add, was almost complete to Clifton McNeil.
They're just playing back as far as they can. You'll see him trying to hit him at the line of scrimmage. McNeil goes down deep. He just pulls up in a hole. Renfro, that you don't even see in the picture right now, is still another 10 or 15 yards down there. He's trying to time this. And there it is. It went right through his hands. As Frank mentioned, it was almost complete to McNeil after he went by.
Now on third down, Tarkenton 25 of 45, 289 yards. The Giants battling to the end. They came into this game without their #1 offensive threat, Ron Johnson. Still in there with seconds remaining, the clock moving. This will be the last play. So why not? Charlie Harper can't find the handle, and I think we'll have our last fumble of the evening as time runs out. 12 fumbles on the night.
There's
Alex
Coach
Webster trots off.
He's not too happy. There's Coach Landry, and I'm sure he is too. He really looks excited.
The final score, the Dallas Cowboys 20, the New York Giants 13. And we'll return to the Cotton Bowl in just a moment.
What kind of tires can drive down a snow-covered mountain? Dig in and stop fast on hard-packed snow. Or with studs, even stop on glare ice. The answer? Sears Dynaglass Ice and Snow Tires with the exclusive traction groove down the center. They go in snow, stop in snow, stop on ice. Dynaglass Ice and Snow Tires for front and rear wheels. Only at Sears.
Neither snow, nor rain, nor heat, nor gloom of night stays the diehard from the swift completion of its appointed start. The Sears Diehard, with extra power to start your car when most batteries won't. Sold only at Sears.
And this is not the crew of the blimp. On my right, Don Meredith, Howard in the middle, of course, and you probably heard the Dallas fans strike up Old Lang Syne as the Cowboys left the field. The winner here this evening, and of course, this is the last game the Cowboys will play in the Cotton Bowl. They move to Texas Stadium for their game in 2 weeks. And Don, a lot of memories for you here.
Really is, Frank. This Cotton Bowl is something I came up here, I mentioned a while ago, to see the State Fair for the first time, and I said, gosh, if I could just play one game. And it was a great thrill for me to be here.
Well, right now, this is Frank Gifford saying so long for Don Meredith, Howard Cosell. We're leaving the Cotton Bowl. Our air travel has been arranged through, and a promotional fee paid by United Airlines, the airline chosen by 20 of the 26 pro teams. Our blimp provided by the Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company.
Longstreet battles a conspiracy of silence as he tracks down a killer in the jazz world of New Orleans, Thursday night at 9, 8 Central Time. Then Owen Marshall tries to save a young entertainer's career, but he may have to destroy a prominent physician to do it. Thursday night here on ABC.